Dave Snyder here. It is third day of December 2013. This is an update for the Copernicus overlay. This is the one in the Indian Ocean. Okay, so we have this weather pattern going on here. If you've been paying attention to my videos, the last few videos that I've put up about this, I've been showing this since before Thanksgiving. Anyway, so let's just show you where I've been seeing the Copernicus print. Right here, this is Copernicus. Wait till you see the overlay. Just hold on, hang tight. You'll like this. All right, and then we've been seeing it over here in the Pacific, North Pacific up here, right up here. This one right here is also Copernicus, right here. Let me zoom in a little bit. I started out with this one actually. I've been showing that this is the one I've been showing since before Thanksgiving. Actually, I made a video about it last year. This same place. So, right here in the North Pacific, you see Alaska up there. You back it out. Okay, you see Alaska here, Siberia there, North America here, right? This is Copernicus right here in the North Pacific. The print of Copernicus. This is where you'll find it if you want to follow this on your own. Just go to Wonder Maps and you just watch this area for this shape, and you'll see it in just a moment. Okay, so that pattern right there is showing Copernicus right there. That circle you see right in the center. Look for that. With a conical shape, like a cone. It'll have like a cone shape somewhat, or it'll be like a 7 shape. It'll be shaped like a number 7. You see, it's kind of like this and like this. See this line right here comes up, and it goes over this way. This is a Copernicus print. This print that you see when it's in the North Pacific, if you take this print and bring it down to New Zealand area off right here, it'll fit. See this 7 shape right here? See the 7 shape? It'll go right there. So this is the only thing that I could see. I mean, I think it happened all at one time, but it's not for sure. I mean, the moon could be a solid rock for all we know. I mean, because we never landed on it, so we don't know. And they may know, NASA might know, but we don't know anything. So anyways, it'll go right here. So it's either 3 times that area of the moon hit the Earth, or it's all happened one time, and the land has been spread. That area has been peeled away basically a few times. And I've already placed India right here, down here by New Zealand. It's not from anywhere else. It's from that spot on the ocean floor. There's no way it's from anywhere else. Unless you think the moon can make an exact print on a separate impact. That I don't believe would be very possible. You know, I mean, I almost think that anything's possible, but that doesn't seem very likely. And then here you go. See the round shape right here? I know I know it's just the weather, right? But you see that Copernicus centers right here in this impact, right down here. When you line it here, it centers right there in the center of that 7 shape, and I'll show you in a second on Google Earth. Okay, so the center's right there, and you see the curve shape right there. So that's basically the center, and you got this big circular shape there, right here. And I'll guarantee you that circular shape is 2,800 to 3,000 miles across, right there. So because they're always that size, all the circular patterns that you see on the Earth are usually about that size. All the big ones. There's some that are a little bit. They show themselves a little bit smaller because it's like a concentrated area like this. See how it's concentrated into a small. Actually, it's right here. This size. Right here, about this size. So sometimes they concentrate the pattern in an area like this, and this is kind of concentrated up here in the North Pacific too. Concentrated in a smaller area, as you see. Now let's go to Google Earth. No, I don't want to keep babbling on about this. Okay, so here's today's weather. I just saved 15 minutes ago. This picture is the picture you were just looking at on Wonder Maps, and I line it over the Copernicus picture, and here you go. So pay attention again. The Imbrium is right here. See Imbrium? This is Imbrium behind here. This area, this whole big, this is a big giant crater on the moon that we see when the moon is out. I mean, we can see this. So, and that's huge. That's one impact. That right there is an impact. I'm sure right in the center of that was a centered impact at one time. Okay, but maybe it's not so centered anymore. It's getting more like this whole side of the moon. This whole side of the moon is hitting the Earth like this or something. Way that it shows it. Now, take a look at the curve here. See this? That's what I basically I see now. I kind of line that up to this curve right here. You see, around Kepler. See that? I put that there, and then when I did that, I could see. I could see it all come clear. You see this curve right here too. See this curve in the weather. All right, we'll look right here. Ooh, perfect, perfect, perfect. Damn near perfect. With that being Copernicus right there in this one. You know what? I could probably put it there too, and it'll probably fit. It's weird. So what? Did it hit and move, roll around, and just leave its prints everywhere? That's a possibility. It's a possibility. If it was a magnetic attraction, I mean, I don't know. Nobody. Well, I can't say nobody knows. Somebody knows. Sure, somebody's figured it out a long time ago. Because we can, NOAA. These weather satellites are like from, NASA, so they know. Why do you think they tie the two together? I mean, I know the satellite's got to go into space, but I mean, they got it's all tied. Look at that. Would you just look at that? Look at this. Look at this shape right here. Every day, people. I've been doing this every day for like a week straight. Showing you pretty much daily updates of the weather. Now, this is the newest one because I was doing the North Pacific for a while. This is from the Indian Ocean. And if you look back at my old videos, I said before that this is what the ocean floor looks like right here. This is what you see. This is what is there. This is why you have big, giant earthquakes over here all the time, like the tsunami one, the one that caused the tsunami over here. Okay, it's that one. You can see why it causes tsunami. These are temperatures of the weather. This color change, the color changes in here. So it's directly linked to the temperature of the ocean and the ocean floor right over this spot. It's warmer. You see that? It's warmer right there in that spot where Copernicus hit, right in the center. It's warmer. Wonder why? Because that's activity on the bottom of the ocean floor, I think. I think that's volcanic activity on the bottom of the ocean floor. And then when they have these big tsunami earthquakes, that's what's going on. This stuff's active right here. Look how warm this stuff is. And it's the exact shape of Copernicus, people. Exact shape. Unbelievable. But it is basically, most people, unbelievable. But what can you say when you see that? I mean, I know what I say. Man. Whew. This moon must have hit the Earth. That's all I can say. I mean, you look at that. Look at that. I mean, I've been showing this all week. No kidding. You need to go check the other videos. India. Watch when I put India up here again. This is another confirmation thing. Check it out. I bet you that weather right here fits there. Strangely enough, it's going to fit there. Isn't that something? Look at that spot right there in India. And I showed you this India on the ocean floor. I lined this India picture up to the weather from the North Pacific. I brought it. I didn't even look at the Earth when I put this down. Right, this picture. I wasn't even looking at the Earth. I knew the area I was working in, of course, but I had a picture of the weather from the North Pacific behind here. Right, and I overlaid this and lined it up to the weather picture only from Wonder Maps. Only lined it up to that. When I peeled the picture away, this is what happened. I showed that already. This is what was there. This is where it lined itself up. All right, it did it itself. Basically, because I was putting it over the weather. The weather was lined up to the Earth, the ocean floor, basically, or the Copernicus crater. It was lined up, overlaid over the Copernicus crater. Look at this. Look at where it put itself. Look at this edge. It just put itself there. I peeled the layers away. That's where it was. You can look at this. Look at this right here. Fits right in there, and the whole thing fits right in there. More than likely, India was created in this location. Because you got New Zealand, which is highly volcanic. All the time there's volcanoes going off over there. This whole area, plate tectonics my fucking ass. Sorry, but I'm just saying. Don't mess with me anymore. Not kidding. If everybody already knows this and I'm just finding it out, just tell me to shut the fuck up or something. I don't know, man. But I don't think that kind of lie should be able to get away with a lie like that. That's just ridiculous. I mean, you can see what I'm trying to point out. I'm not trying to fool anybody. I know what I see. I'm not stupid. I know what I see. I know what I'm seeing. Someone is either playing games or this is. Let me show you that again. One more time. I'll cut it off. I'll keep updating this every day. No problem. This is the time of year to do it because it'll go away. It's certain times of year. The weather. I've been doing the weather for over a year. Okay, I've been doing this for 3 years, but I've been doing the weather for over a year now, and I've gone through the seasons. I've seen how the weather changes as you go through. Now I'm on the repeat step here. I'm on my second one. If I go through 3 years of doing the weather and this every year. I'm documenting this basically. This is November or December the 3rd. I started it in November. This all started in November, but then if you look back at my videos, it started last year when I first made the video of the North Pacific pattern. I put Copernicus right up here. It had nothing to do with any of this down here. I just seen the weather pattern up here. It was the cone shape with the center in it. The video is on my channel. I know it is. I don't remember what I titled it, but it's on there. You look at the center. It just says interesting, or Copernicus pattern in the weather or something. It's something like that. But it's right there. I didn't even move anything. I did it right here. Put it right there, and it was perfect. You can see it. So now I'm using Wonder Maps weather, which is way more detailed, much more detailed than the weather on Google Earth. So now, since I've been using that, I've been seeing it clearly up there, very clearly on Wonder Maps, not on Google Earth, because Google Earth will show you sometimes. See, you can see the shape. There, it's right there. That's the shape, but it's not even close to what you need to see it like I'm seeing it on Wonder Maps. No way. So I know I make long, boring videos and show the same thing every day, but this is something that people have to see. I mean, even if this is a phony drawing of the moon or something, I mean, how could it's showing us a weather pattern that's all over the Earth, that's for sure, because this stuff's from NOAA and this stuff's from NASA and USGS and everything. So I mean, and it's also from Google. So there's another thing. That's another thing you got to think about. So, but look at that. And any of you want to say I'm crazy for seeing that? Whatever. What the fuck ever. Because there's no way I'm not seeing that. There's no way. I don't care what I've been smoking. Doesn't matter. Maybe you should be smoking it too. Just kidding. I got people telling me that all the time. But see, those people that have been telling me that haven't seen my most recent videos. I haven't had a comment like that for a while, actually. Well, maybe I have. Yeah, I have. But those are on my older videos that I'm getting those comments on, and I don't think those people have seen. They just they're judging me on that on like several videos that I put out in the past. I have like 170 something of them, and you know, those older ones, I didn't use wonder maps when I was doing the older ones. If I had been using wonder maps all that time, you would be able to see them better. They're a little harder to see, but those ones are all good. And I'm not saying I never made a mistake. I'm sure some of them aren't right. But there's ones that you get that I've gotten a lot of them that are right. No kidding. Enough evidence. That's why I say bring it on. If anybody wants to try to prove me wrong, go ahead. I got a whole stack of evidence here we can go through, and I just want to see what kind of evidence they have to show that it hasn't hit the Earth. That's what because I don't think anybody can get it. You can't get it. So I mean, when I say like the people just don't see this, I think this is what I think. People that tell me that it could have never happened and all this and that and the other thing, they don't see the Earth like I do. I mean, I know that I haven't even been around that much. I have barely left California in my entire life, okay? So I haven't seen the world, okay? But I've seen my surroundings. I've been to Yosemite. I've been up to Tahoe. I've been up here to Oregon, just into Oregon. I've been all through this whole area. I know this area, all around it. I've stayed away from down here, but I mean, I've been down there a couple times, and I can see Yosemite. You can see those things, and you just know when you're there. You see, and I've watched videos. I mean, I watched this video on the Himalayas when I had my big screen going, and just the Himalayas are like heavenly. They're just like unbelievable. They're just so massive and so incredible, and not only the Himalayas, the Andes too. The Andes. I mean, if I was to go anywhere, I'd go to those two places. I'd like to see those two places because those are massive creations there. Those are huge structures. I mean, only one thing could do that. I think only one kind of force can do that. And then you got the dinosaurs dying, okay? Buried under rock, fossilized. Even if it was 65 million years ago, whatever, this has happened more than one time. Like I said, I counted about 13 times, and I pick up hints from other things that I've watched too, like documentaries about Mayans and the crystal skull things, and there's little clues in every one of those things. There's got to be partial truths to everything, or these people wouldn't even be able to come up with what they come up with. You know what I mean? There's got to be partial truths in that. Just like the partial truth of when they say a Mars-sized object hit the Earth long time ago to create the moon. That's a partial truth. Because you got the moon involved in there, and you got a Mars-sized object hitting the Earth. Okay? But they don't tell you that the moon is probably the Mars-sized object or bigger, and it's the thing that hit the Earth. You know, they tell you that, but then have you ever had them show you where it hit the Earth? They talk about how maybe it was ejected from the Earth to make the moon. I don't even care where the moon came from. I don't even care. That doesn't mean it. Figuring out where the moon came from is not gonna mean anything really to me. I mean, maybe it would. It would mean a little bit, but not much. not as much as it hitting the Earth. I mean, look at this. Lately I went to Mars on this program. I put these things on Mars too. I could see these prints on Mars as well, and exactly how they're covering them up. I'll check it. This is a long video, but I'm doing all right here. We're doing all right. We're talking about the right stuff. Yeah. And science, science. If you look up some definitions of science, some major scientists have said some things about what science is about that will just make you think. It'll make you think, for sure. Even they understand that science is like is somewhat locked down to. They got so much invested in it, people. You think about it, they would have to change everything, and there's no way the academics would, no way they would do that. They would not change everything. They would rather just keep it, as it is, not make any new discoveries. Just keep it simple, keep it the way it is. Make your money, teach them, what we already know. We don't need to go any further. Make ourselves, because then you're going to discredit yourself for all the things you said. Said something was this way all this time, and then you change your mind, and it makes you look bad. All them people would be discredited, and it would not be good for the scientific community, not at all. It'd be good for us, because we'd have the truth finally, but, couldn't slide that at all. But right here, look at it. Okay, I put that Copernicus picture here the other day. And no, not Copernicus. It was a different one. It was this one. I'll show you. Alright, it's right up here somewhere. I was doing Mars. Not yet. Wow, I've done a lot of them since then. Gotta be right here somewhere. Maybe I deleted it. No, I think it's up there. Yeah, I might have deleted it. I don't remember deleting something, damn it. Yep, must have deleted it. Check one more time down at the bottom. No, that's not here. That's not even it. Yeah, I must have deleted it, but I can see right here. This is that one I did the other day. The one in the center of the Pacific with that one crater. I can see that here. It fit really good. I don't trust them, these people on the sizes of anything or anything anymore. I think it's total. You can see the cover-ups. They're hiding major areas. How can you get this area perfectly and not get these areas perfectly? You know what I'm saying? That to me is bullshit. Don't give me this, because this is what Google Earth used to look like when I first started doing Google Earth. This is how they hid everything in Google Earth, on the Earth. This is how they hid everything, with stitches and this crap. It totally, distorts everything. You can't see the actual pattern whatsoever with this stuff in there. I mean, if you get up close, you can sometimes see just a small area that will fit something, but if you can't see the rest of it at the same time, it does you no good. It does you no good. You have to have a large area that you can do. I mean, look at that. Look at that right there. That's probably something. Like I watch Sailor Moon. Talk about that all the time. Well, the thing is in Sailor Moon, they talk about the inner solar system, basically. And they talk about how many, they stay together. I look at them, the characters that play like Sailor Mars, Sailor Jupiter. I look at them as being the planets. When I'm watching it, I'm paying attention, and I don't even think of them as a person, really. I'm thinking everything they say must be like Jupiter talking to the other planets, basically. That's the way I swear I watch it. I mean, I'm thinking it's the whole time I'm watching through this, I'm trying to pick up little things. And because they put them out there completely, put them out there for that reason. Because they're trying to tell you something. And I have no doubt about that. You can think that's silly if you want, but I mean, I'm telling you. You can see what I'm seeing here. I can put that together with what they're trying to tell me, and it's pretty obvious to me that the person that writes that stuff knows what I know. There's no way that he doesn't, or that they don't. I know they know. Especially in the last musical, the 20th anniversary one. There's no doubt when you see what I'm showing you and you watch that musical. You will have no doubt what they're talking about. They talk about the moon and the earth. It's time to battle again. They say shit, and then it happens over and over. They talk about it, dying together, being reborn, destroying humanity. The black moon belongs to the 30th century. Blah blah blah. They're not hiding anything. Really, I mean, you just have to kind of know this already to catch it, I guess. I mean, even in the 10th anniversary, all those little things, the wrestling match and all that stuff. There's so many pieces in that wrestling match. It's where the person in the silver, the character in the silver, which is the black moon. Okay, that person. You watch when it says, "Oh, I don't want to die. Besides, you'd be cursed. If you killed me, you'd be cursed." Because we would be cursed without the moon. So I'm just saying, there's little things you got to catch. She says that. She says also that I'm the the promoter. I'm responsible for this. Even those little things mean exactly what they mean. But you got to think of them talking like they are the black moon talking, saying I'm responsible for this. I'm the promoter. Okay, that's what you got to do when you watch that to get it. Basically, you got to think of them as the planets talking to each other or fighting with each other against things. You know what I mean? And that's the way to watch it. You think that's silly, but that's the way you should watch it. Swear to God. And then you got the villains saying that I was burned by the flames of the white moon. You know, who are you? I'm somebody I'm from Queen of the Earth, Queen Burial from the Earth. A burial is a crystal, which I think those crystals and things are created during these impacts, like diamonds and the crystals and stuff. You know, quartz and everything. I think that's all created when the moon hits the Earth during the impact, and they know that too. That's why they use jewels and minerals and stones and everything like that as character names and everything like that, because they know. They're not. I know they know. Like the first song, they talk about looking at the Earth from a wind's point of view, from high in the sky. The sea is a blue burning mirror, which it is. You have to reverse the picture of the moon to put it on the Earth. It's like a mirror. So there's every little thing. I'm not kidding. You have to really pay attention to when you're trying to figure this out. I pay attention to all that, everything, not just the Sailor Moon things, but the Sailor Moon is really critical as far as my learning, because it confirmed for me. It was the most confirmation I've gotten, and it was so clear to me. Maybe not to you. Some people just let it slip right. Some of the words slip right by, but you can't. Not in those, because those guys are telling you. And telling. Just think of it like I said. I'm not going to go on about it anymore. But Venus too, people. That's what I'm saying. They were like together. These planets have been getting beat by the moon or something. But the Sailor Moon is like how she says, on behalf of the moon, I will punish you. You know what I'm saying? Because the moon is the punisher. The moon is the punisher. And she's supposed to be a good person, a good character, but I don't know. It's kind of weird that way. That part's kind of weird, but you'll catch it if you watch it. She don't know. It's the moon being reborn, because the moon and the Earth die basically and are reborn, and then life is reborn after a while, and then it happens again. Apparently, it happens again and again and again, and for crossing over 100 million years, they say, if ever you were if ever you were a liar, I'd be right next to you and be an unbeatable liar, which is the moon hitting the Earth and everything about the moon is an unbeatable lie. That's basically what they're saying right there at the end of that one. I'll be an unbeatable liar, telling that to Sailor Moon. So there's so much in there. So much. And it's, the thing is they talk about the 30th century all the time, and I used to think that it was the future 30th century, the coming 30th century. But now that I think about it, it may have been the BC, 30th century BC, because if you look up the 30th century BC, most civilizations did not even, there's no record past that area, basically. Not much. Not for civilizations anyway. They got some type of record, like, I don't know, I don't remember, but it changes right there. You start seeing a bunch of civilizations come into play right around the 30th century, 33rd, something like that. You look it up. It's pretty interesting. A lot of stories take place. Science fiction novels take place in the 30th century, like Sailor Moon and a lot of others. A big, long list of others. Kind of strange. Yeah, that's it. Long enough. Have a good one. That was a good overlay, though, huh? I think so. All right.